you as it really are, man. Influencers. Honestly, those guys that get paid 10k to post about teeth whitening strips or protein powder every now and then and go on holiday 8 times a year, they've got it harder than any of you watching this video. I can guarantee it. So today, we're looking at instances of these poor souls rightfully complaining about their treacherous jobs. I can't bear to watch. This is going to be so heartbreaking.
Then you've got dance, whatever. Like, it was always set every week. And then when I'm in a job like I am now, you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow.
I love the idea. Okay, look, I know it's a job. I know. I do the. Me and her, we do the same job, right? Effectively, we do the same job. I love just the way of phrasing it. When I'm in a job like I am right now, normally you say that when you're like, I don't know, in an office job or like in a fucking, I don't know, engineering job or something. And look, okay, it is a real. I know it is a real job. I laugh when I say that, but it is a real job. You know, I enjoy it. I love it. I love doing it. But at the end of the day, it is a business, and there is a lot of business going on. So it is a job, but it's just a really funny way of phrasing being an influencer. When I'm in a job like I am right now. Sorry, I don't know. No one else probably finds that funny. It's probably just me. Anyway, sorry. Let's rewind and have a little watch.
And then when I'm in a job like I am now, you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. I could be in LA tomorrow, for all I know. So.
Oh, fuck! Oh, that's tough. To be fair, that is tough. Like, I don't want to be in LA. Fuck that. Shithole. But I've seen this clip doing the rounds, and it's actually kind of what inspired this video. Because I don't know if she's meaning it to come across in a way that's like complaining, but it kind of appears to be that way. And I know I'm only getting, how long's this clip? It's probably like 30 seconds long or something. I know I'm only getting like a 30-second insight into this podcast that she's seemingly doing on her own. But I don't know, it is very funny to be like, oh god, you know, in this job I'm in right now, I don't know where I'm going to be. I could be flown out business class to LA tomorrow. Fucking hell.
Having a job like I have is quite hard, but I think it's all...
You know, having a job like, you know, I could get flown out first class tomorrow. Oh, I don't know where I'm gonna be. I mean, you do. I've never heard of someone being like whisked away at the last second to the other side of the planet. And I mean, I don't really hang around sort of like the more, you know, I guess typical influencery circles, but I've literally never heard of someone being whisked away at the last second.
Is streaming harder than a 9 to 5? Yes, my job is hard.
I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know a lot of streaming. I'm so out of touch with like the online world. Yeah, I don't know. I'm out of touch with kind of the streaming world, the influencer world. I just kind of know my own bubble. Anyway, streaming is not harder than a 9 to 5 job. Also, it's so funny because it's like a self-inflicted job. Like, you chose this, you can stop it. If you would prefer to do a 9 to 5 over streaming, you do it.
Harder than a lot of people's fake tech jobs that they have. They wake up, they're on their computer for maybe 2 to 3 hours a day. Half the time they're doing something else, watching YouTube videos or even streams.
To be fair, that's fucking me. That is me. Like, I honestly, I maybe do, like, I mean, some days I work quite a lot. Sometimes I work quite a lot, you know, I'm sat here reacting to clips like this. So, you know, I'm doing things that are productive to my business. I'm doing things that are productive sometimes for like, I don't know, 8 to 10 hours a day. But then a lot of days I'm sat for like 2 or 3 hours. And that's my work day. And then the rest of the day is just me kind of fucking about on YouTube or just doing other shit. But what I will say is, streaming sucks. Like, streaming really sucks. And there's a reason why I don't do streams. Because it fucking sucks. Because if you kind of build your... Okay, this is a totally different topic, right? I'm not being like, oh, they have it so hard. But this is a totally different tangent. If you've built your audience on being a streamer, you kind of have to maintain that. You kind of actually have to be there on your like schedule or whatever. Like, a lot of streamers have a schedule. You actually have to kind of abide by that. But if you build your audience around like YouTube videos, you can kind of just fucking backlog them and piss off for like a week. Like, I took 2 weeks off about a week ago. I was just off for 2 weeks. I just didn't do anything. I didn't upload, and it didn't really impact me that much. Whereas from what I hear from like streamers and stuff, it's quite difficult to have real time off. And again, that's not me going, oh, yeah, it's a hard job. You know, they have to stream themselves playing League of Legends or whatever the fuck they do. That's so tough. But it does suck. Like, I would not like to be a streamer. Fuck that. And also, it's because like if you're primarily a streamer, most of your income is based off like when you're live. So like, you have to kind of be you have to be actively doing something all the time. Whereas if you build your audience mainly around YouTube, I know a lot of Twitch people have YouTube channels that, you know, but like if you build your audience primarily around YouTube instead of streaming, honestly, I don't know why I see a lot of people trying to be like up and coming streamers. I don't really get it. Maybe I'm old and I don't understand this thing. I don't even understand why people would watch streamers. The only one I can kind of get is Speed, because he's fucking really entertaining. But if you build your audience primarily around YouTube, you can kind of just do what you want. Like, you don't have set hours. You don't have to be online at any specific time. Like, you can, like, a lot of the time, I will record my videos for, like I'll spend, like, 1 or 2 days recording my videos for the week. And then I just won't really do anything. I'll kind of just schedule a load of videos. I won't really do too much. Work-related, at least. I won't do too much work-related. See, I don't know. I feel as though streaming is, like, it's a lot worse than just making YouTube videos.
And they pretend that they do 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I'm always thinking about my stream, my content, how to...
To be fair, I'm laughing, but it is true. Like, I'm always, like, even when I'm not working on YouTube, I'm kind of always thinking about it. Because as well as it being my job, it is my hobby. It is kind of like one of the only things I really do that I, like, really enjoy. Like, I have other sort of hobbies. Like, I like reading. I like, you know, fucking playing video games every now and then. I like drinking. Does that count? I like going to the pub. Yeah, I have hobbies, like smaller hobbies that take up less of my time. But I don't know, this is the main thing that I kind of enjoy, and it also so happens to be my job. So it does take up, like, the majority of my time, like, I guess, in like, my headspace. That is true. I don't know why I'm laughing at it.
Grow what I can do better, because that's what it takes to be a top streamer. You need to be working 24/7. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle.
I would sort of agree with the fact that it is a lifestyle. I feel as though streamers are kind of expected to, like, live stream their lives a lot now. You kind of see it where they're fucking, I don't know why on earth you'd want to live like this, but they'd be, like, live streaming themselves at, like, parties or, like, walking around in public a lot. The walking around in public ones are a bit more understandable. I have no idea why you go to, like, a house party and stream yourself there. It's just like, you see, what's his name, Jack Doherty. That's kind of what he does. He'll, like, stream himself going to all these sort of, like, fancy house parties. Yeah, this little nerd, right? Yeah, he's just filming himself at these parties. I don't know. Maybe it's an American thing. Maybe they love it in the States. Like, if I was at a house party, though, and some fucking kick streamer comes in and he's, like, live streaming, he's just doing stuff for his content, I'd be out of there instantly, like a flash. I'd be out of there. It just kills the vibes. I mean, this doesn't happen very often, but sometimes, like, at parties and stuff, people will be, like, vlogging, and it's like, don't put it away. Fucking enjoy yourself. Be in the moment. FaZe Lacey tries to justify why streaming is harder than a 9-to-5 job. Okay, right. I feel as though I say I don't know many streamers. I know of FaZe Lacey. I know he's probably rage baiting here, but we're gonna watch it anyway.
Bro got to fly to Japan and is complaining about his job. Bro, here's the thing that you don't understand. You guys act like, oh, my job is so easy, streaming is so easy. Oh, you get to do all this cool stuff.
I wouldn't say it's easy. I wouldn't say, like, kind of being a top streamer or a top YouTuber or, I guess, top influencer. I wouldn't say it's easy. I just say it's way more preferable than doing, like, an actual job.
Here's the thing. I genuinely think that streaming is harder than an actual job. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Go ahead and laugh at me. Go ahead and laugh. I'm going to tell you right now why streaming is harder than a normal job. Tell me it's not harder to have to fly 17 hours all the way out to Japan, have jet lag, be tired. Then when you get here, you have to walk around in the hot sun, 100 degrees out, sun beating down on you.
The thing is, you don't have to do any of this. This is the thing a lot of, like, these sort of, like, streamers and influencers, they're like, oh my god, I had to do this, I had to go here. You don't have to do any of it. It's all self-imposed. And yeah, it does make your, like, kind of, like, channel or whatever grow more if you were to do that stuff. But again, it's self-imposed. You are doing this yourself. You're giving yourself these challenges. So I feel as though, as a result, because you're challenging yourself with doing these things, that you shouldn't really complain. And look, I'm not saying I never complain. I'm not saying I never complain about, you know, my work or anything. But I do it in the privacy of my own home with people I know, as is my God-given right. So I don't know. I just kind of, imagine, like... I'm not saying, like, I'm, like, you know, the holier than thou YouTuber or whatever, or, like, I don't want to be one of those people that's like, oh, I never do this, I never do that. But, like, imagine if I, like, got got on video one day, and like in the middle of a video, I was just like, fucking hell, guys, you have no idea how hard this job is. Oh my God, I have to record for like 40 minutes a day. I have to record a video for like 40 minutes a day. It's so hard. I have to think of ideas, and like I'm thinking of the job all of the time. Like it's just like I don't know. It's silly. And there are, like, don't get me wrong, there are challenges. There are certainly challenges with doing this as a job. Like, there's a hell of a lot of boring admin that you obviously do not see. There's a hell of a lot of boring admin as comes with sort of running any kind of business. Hell of a lot of bullshit as well, like from the fucking tax man. They're always trying to get some money out of you somehow. And also, I guess, kind of like the, I mean, I don't have it as much because I'm not really like a public figure in a way that people like recognize me on the street or whatever. But like the kind of I guess social or societal like pressure, like having loads of eyes on you, it is a big psychological strength. I feel it even though I don't really show my face. Like if I'm getting shit for something, which I don't know, it doesn't really happen that often, but say like I'm getting like, you know, shit. So I said something in a video, people didn't like it, and you know the comments would be like, "Oh, you're a fucking idiot. Why did you say this?" You know, that does have an effect, but ultimately, it's fucking worth it, innit?
You're hungry, and then you have to stream yourself like shopping for clothes and going shopping for like 6-8 hours a day, bro.
Okay, he's obviously
like that's
baiting it. But I feel as though in this video, I haven't really been ripping into any of them. Not that I feel as though I rip into anyone anyway, but I haven't really been making fun of what I've been saying. I feel as though, I don't know, in this video maybe I'm just giving you a bit more insight into kind of the psyche of a YouTuber or streamer, or I mean, I'm not a streamer, so I can't give you an insight there, but just kind of an insight into how I kind of perceive this as a job or whatever.
Genuinely hard compared to working a normal job where you just go in for like 6 hours every day, because normal jobs work, what, 30?
Okay, we're turning this off. It's so obviously, mate.
Understand that.
Oh, this is the guy that like whacks himself in the head with hammers to get a bigger jawline or something, isn't it?
Streaming is harder than probably working a construction job, like on God.
I don't
In
think
terms
so.
of like the physical anguish of streaming, I literally used to work
I mean, the reason you're probably feeling physical anguish is because you're whacking yourself in the head with hammers. That probably has something to do with it.
jobs that I'm telling you, I swear on my entire life, streaming is harder. I'm telling you, I've worked construction jobs. I've worked all of these fucking nonsense jobs. That's why it's not a rage bait, because I've actually done it, okay? And I can tell you.
I mean, look, I haven't worked construction jobs, believe it or not. This man here with the big arms, he has not worked a construction job in his life. But I just find that so hard to believe that streaming is harder than a construction job. That is more tiring than a construction job. I don't know. I just don't buy it. I've only ever worked one job in my life, like one actual job. And I mean, what I do right now is an actual job. It is. I mock it. I do mock it because I feel as though I'd come across as like a dick if I was like, you know, in this job that I'm working at the moment. But no, it is a job, you know. There's a lot, as I say, there's a lot of boring admin. There's a lot of liaising with brands and sort of like there's a lot that kind of goes into it. Like, you know, there's marketing, there's managing people. You get to a certain point where most of your work isn't actually kind of making videos or recording. It's admin. It's like kind of managing people. You send videos off to editors. You're kind of overseeing them. You're training new people up. You're kind of overseeing and training them. And again, like this is the things. I'm being really careful here because this is a video where I'm supposed to be making fun of people for saying the job is hard. And I'm kind of like, oh no, it is hard sometimes, which it is. But I don't. But I don't want to kind of come across as like, you know, out of touch or complaining, because I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that there are some things that are like a bit long and boring, and it is a real job. So I don't know why I'm going like that. Actually, I know why I'm going like that, because it is fun. It is a fun job. But yeah, no, as I was saying, I've had like one kind of what I guess a lot of people would consider to be a real job. I had one of those in my life, and I got sacked after a month and a half for being too miserable. So I don't know, and that took a lot out of me mentally and physically. I had to stand in one spot for like 7 hours a day. And I know there's probably going to be people that goes, oh, I do that for 12 hours a day. Okay, I don't envy you. Like, that is hard. That's tough. I had to stand there and like wash dishes, stand in the same spot. I wasn't allowed to move. I had to stand there and wash dishes. Oh my God, I got a little story about my old job. So I know someone that works at like the place I used to work at when I was 17. I saw him for Christmas this year. And there was a lady who used to work in the kitchen I worked in, and she was fucking horrible. She ended up getting me sacked, actually. She was like this sort of like middle-aged Italian lady, always angry, always pissed off. First day I go there, you know, she grabs my hand, she's trying to teach me how to cut vegetables. I'm like, I've done food tech, I know how to cut vegetables. She puts my hands like that, she like puts it on the table and holds my hand like that. She puts my hand, and she's like got her other hand with a knife, and she's showing me how to cut vegetables. I'm like, I know what you're doing. She's getting the knife really close to my finger, and she ends up like just slicing my finger, and I'm bleeding everywhere. And I was like, fucking it. And she was like, oh, now you're a man. It's like, you can't just you can't chef up 17-year-olds in the kitchen on their first day at work. But anyway, she was really horrible to me. She was like on my case all the time. She shouted at me. She ended up getting me sacked. And I found out that finally, after like a fucking decade, she got called out on her bullshit. She got called into the office and got a disciplinary action or whatever. She got told off for being horrible to people, basically. And she had a panic attack and fainted, and now she's got medical leave off work. So, karma's a bitch. Fuck you. They're just making up people now. Yusuf 7N. These guys are just spawning in, I swear. So streaming is harder than a 9 to 5 because you have to think about it constantly. But with a 9 to 5, you don't until you clock back in. Yes, but it's your choice. You can choose to switch off after a certain time. But it kind of benefits you more that you don't switch off. And it's kind of with running any business. You don't stop thinking about it. But it's like you can if you want to just go, I'm not going to check my phone after 5 o'clock. I'm not going to do anything past then. But it will you have to kind of accept that will impact your business, I guess. But it's totally self-imposed. You choose how hard you work in this job.
Can't have an opinion on that unless you actually worked a real job and you actually stream. If you didn't do both, you can't have an opinion, bro. That's just the truth.
I don't know. I feel like the thing is, right, like, this guy's clearly very young. I don't know how old he'd be. I guess, like, 20, maybe. Like, he's maybe comparing his weekend job at McDonald's or something to, doing something that is essentially full-time and takes up a hell of a lot of your time and mental energy and stuff. At the age where he'd be working, like a real job, he wouldn't kind of have the responsibilities, the kind of financial strain and stress that come with a lot of like 9 to 5 jobs. Because when you're like 16 or 17 and you're working a kind of like, part-time job in a kitchen or, as a waiter or something, most of the time you're not doing it to like kind of support yourself. You're doing it for like, an extra bit of pocket money. So I feel as though having the weight of like, I guess a whole business, your whole career, it is kind of like a heavy thing. But it's not the same as having like a 9 to 5 and supporting a family off that, I guess.
When I worked, dude, chat, I used to work one of the hardest jobs on planet Earth, bro. I was working hard, bro. Like, it took a lot of mind power, brain power, and a lot of time, bro.
I mean, what job was that? I don't know what job that was, but still, I don't know. I feel as though, you know what? I'm not going to make any judgment here. As I said, I do not know who this guy is. I assumed he just spawned in from somewhere. It's like spawned in from the ether. Like, I've never heard of it. The thing is, right, I feel like, I'm 27 years old. It would probably be like a bad thing that I'd heard of this guy before. But fair enough. Like, look, he's entitled to his own opinion. I feel as though he's probably rage baiting here. Like, if he did actually work like a proper 9 to 5, like construction type job, and he thinks streaming is harder, That's his opinion. That's totally his opinion. I just cannot for the life of me see it.
If you go to work, once 5 p.m. hits, you don't have to think about that shit at all. You could go home, off for 20 hours before you clock back in.
20 hours? Also, I don't think that's how it works. Because something you also got to think about with like jobs like that is like the commute either side of it. So really, it's more like, I don't know, 9 hours a day you're out of the house. Unless you work from home.
People confuse hating your job with it being hard, bro. Just because you hate your job doesn't mean your job is hard.
I think it doesn't help though. I think if you hate something, like, I feel as though a lot of these streamers who are like, oh my god, streaming is so hard. They actually just deep down hate it. They're just bored of it. They just don't want to do it anymore, but it pays the bills, so they have to do it. I feel as though that's why a lot of them kind of have this attitude that streaming is harder than a real job, because they just don't like it anymore. And I feel as though hating a job makes it hard. Like, a job can be hard and you can enjoy it, but say you really, really, really love the process of bricklaying, an 8-hour shift bricklaying isn't going to feel that bad. So if you fucking hate bricklaying, if you really hate bricklaying, but you got to do 8 hours of bricklaying, it's going to be a really hard 8 hours.
Having to constantly see a million times a day people talking about you, people saying shit, people doing this,
that's
people
true.
Doing that. You don't have to deal with that with a normal fucking job.
That is true. But again, it's like, it's sort of high risk. I don't know whether this is the right way of saying it, but it's kind of like high risk, high reward. You're putting yourself out there in the public eye. And yeah, it's not nice when you're kind of being like hyper analyzed by people who don't know you online, and you know that it is like probably the worst thing about this. But ultimately, if it wasn't worth it, if you didn't see it as worth it, you wouldn't do it. It is sort of like you are choosing to do it yourself, so it must be worth it.
If fucking Kevin Hart said making movies is harder than a 9-to-5, nobody would give a fuck. But when a streamer says it, it's the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing is, if Kevin Hart were to say making movies is harder than a 9-to-5, I feel as though he might have a point. Like if he's running the whole like, you know, production side of things, also he might have a point. And I feel as though, you know, like if we're talking about how like difficult something is, like how objectively difficult a task is, making a movie is objectively harder than working in Tesco for 8 hours. Like that, like those are like making a movie is objectively like a more tricky task than doing that. Just like, I don't know, IShowSpeed's going all over the world and filming himself going all over the world. That is a more tricky to do task than like a 9-to-5 working a desk job. That is trickier to do. But the question is it harder? Is it like, and by harder, I kind of perceive that as like it's a weight on you. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I feel as though I'm learning a lot by just kind of talking to myself here. But I feel as though it really depends on the person. Like, streaming can be the hardest job in the world if you fucking hate it. If you fucking hate streaming, you really hate it. You really hate having eyes on you from the public. It can be really, really, really difficult. But I don't know. The thing is, I just can't see why you would go into it if you really hate it. And there, like, don't get me wrong, there are points with YouTube, like, you know, it's usually stuff to do with the platform where they're like age restrict or like take down one of my videos for whatever reason. I'll be like, oh, I fucking hate this. This is stress. But at the end of the day, I'm always like, you know what, I really enjoy what I do. Sorry, I've completely lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with that. Let's move on to the next clip. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired. But a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean?
He's being genuine here as well. I feel as though a lot of the other ones, that it's kind of like a benefit of the doubt. That it's like, oh, they could be baiting here. They could be just clip farming. But I feel like he's being dead serious. He's being absolutely serious. Like, if it sucks the soul out of you, mate, like, why are you doing it? Like, why do it? Like, a lot of these streamers as well, like this guy, he's called Hassan. Like, he clearly has enough to, like, live off. Like, he's done very well for himself. Like, he clearly has enough. Like, if you fucking hate it so much, don't do it. Like, it's simple as that. If it sucks, if it's something like that requires words as strong as sucks the soul out of you, don't fucking do it.
In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
I mean, I don't know about that, man. You're just browsing Reddit. You're just on Reddit and Twitter. And don't get me wrong, I know that streaming for 9 hours a day is fucking tiring. I've not done it, but I know people who have, and it's just like, it is tiring because you kind of have to be switched on. You have to be, you know, witty for 9 straight hours. You know, I get tired after filming for 2 or 3 hours because I'm just like, fuck, I've been thinking about everything I've been saying for, you know, hours on end. I've been, you know, trying to make jokes and I've been trying to be funny for like 3 hours straight. It's kind of like a mentally tiring thing, but to be like, oh, it sucks the soul out of you, I think that's a bit strong.
You gotta understand how late I'm staying up. You at home, you're sitting there on your phone scrolling, itching your balls, eating Chipotle, whatever the fuck. You can pass out whatever the fuck you want, bro. Guess what? I can't. I'm sitting here streaming. You can fucking jerk.
I mean, you can do what you want. You can't do it is a self-imposed thing. You have the freedom to do what you want. You can do that. You can, like, scratch your balls for 8 hours and then pass out whenever you want. You can do that if you want. You're just choosing not to.
Your shit, pass the fuck out. Wait. Oh, dude, I went to sleep and you're still on. Yeah, bro. It's called I have a job, okay? This is the job I have to do. You sit here.
I mean, again, it's a self-imposed thing, isn't it?
Streaming harder than a 9-to-5? Yes. Streaming is harder than
okay, that's fucking. This is. He's like 12. Has he posted it on his own account? Pretty sure it's his own account he's posted this on. It's bait.
You guys have that security of your job. You know your paycheck is coming in.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Job security is not. I mean, I don't know. I feel as though, like, I've seen so many people in my life lose their apparently secure jobs. I don't know. I don't think job security is really a thing. Most of the time, at least. I feel as though most of the time job security just isn't a thing. Like, the company you're working for could shut down in 2 months' time, and then it's just like, well, fucking, I'm fucked, you know? Like, I don't know. Sorry, I was just really miserable there for some reason. Sorry.
Every day, chat, every time I turn on this PC, my background isn't already set. I have to manually set my background every time I start my...
Oh, that's fucked up, man. What? You have to set your fucking wallpaper? Oh, mate, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Computer. That's mad annoying. That's actually just mad annoying. So I have to set that, and then I have to make sure my buttons are set up because it's not set up, and then I gotta make sure
your buttons aren't set up for fucking no, not just the wallpaper, the buttons.
Audio is good too, because this also the Go XLR resets every time you turn on and off the PC. So I gotta make sure all this shit is good as well, bro.
All right.
And don't let me get on these cables. Will that one audio issue happen, I have to reconfigure everything to get shit to work.
Maybe your setup is just a bit shit then. Maybe you should fix that. Alright, so this is captioned, Britain's hardest TikToker explains how hard the graft is doing 8 AM to 3 AM. She's just not doing that.
Because I do longer on live than you've ever done at work.
Yeah, but being on TikTok live probably just involves like just fucking standing there going thank you for the roses and biting your nails.
You've never started a day's graft at 8 in the morning and finished at 3 in the morning, have you?
I wouldn't say being on like maybe objectively the most gimpy streaming platform like TikTok. Like, have you ever like? I'm gonna open up the live. Can I do that live? Yeah, I can just do it on my computer. I guarantee it's just gonna be like nonsense. It's just someone playing Rocket League.
I'll go in private match.
I'm gonna look for it later.
Whatever this is, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Someone playing Roblox.
Like no other, guys. We just need to try if we can to push it that little bit further.
Is this a tarot card reading on TikTok? Like, fuck off. Okay, let's see if Emotions in Life is online. I don't know who Emotions in Life is. Fucking get on it. I can't fucking find it. Is he, I'll try and I can't find him on my computer. I'll see if he's online on my phone. He's not. That's a shame. This is... Okay, right. I'm gonna have to cut the audio. But this is just what he just sits on. He's just like this divorce guy who just sits on TikTok all day doing this. It's fucking fantastic. It's phenomenal.
You don't know what it feels like to graft.
Okay.
Never stop.
I don't know, mate. I think you should just get a job. This does actually just look fucking miserable. This does look miserable. Like live streaming your entire life on TikTok Live, or just you stood in your kitchen. That does look fucking miserable. You need to have some purpose, brother.
I've seen this debate everywhere. What's harder, being a streamer or working a 9 to 5? Everyone's got an opinion, but let's actually break it down. Streaming isn't just gaming. It's a full-time grind. You're your own boss, editor, marketer, entertainer, all in one. You can stream for 6 hours.
Right, but you don't have to do like this, whoever this person is talking. Like a lot of people, I feel as though they go into kind of like I guess content creation, streaming, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. I feel as though they go into it with like the thing of like, okay, right, I need to do this as a job. I need to treat this as a job. You should just be going into it because you enjoy it, and then I feel as though that is the best way to kind of have it naturally kind of come to you, is if you actually just fucking enjoy it, if you just do what you enjoy, because it takes years. It can take years and years and years. Like I've seen so many people like on TikTok where I posted TikToks about like, I've been trying to be a YouTuber and it just hasn't worked out. It's like, yeah, of course it hasn't. You've been doing it for 2 months. Try doing it for like somewhere between 2 and 4 years. And like if you learn as you're going and you enjoy what you're doing enough to keep going even when there's no reward, you will eventually get somewhere. Like you will. Like if the content's good enough, you kind of learn as you're going. You're not just making absolute shit. You will get somewhere in like 2 to 4 years, but it takes fucking ages is the thing. So you can't really go into it with the mindset of, okay, right, I'm going to become a full-time content creator in 6 months' time. It's just not going to fucking happen. I'm going to treat this as a job. I have to be my own marketer. I have to be my own I have to be my own editor. Yeah, just do the shit you want to do because you enjoy it. Like, that's the only way. I mean, there are ways you can, if you are actually just really switched on, you know what you're doing. You can treat it as a business, but there are very, very, very few people who actually know how to do that.
Or get no views and still have to clip, edit, and post content after.
Still have to. It's the word have. You don't have to fucking do anything. You don't have to do it.
Out, no guaranteed money, and one bad stream can mess with your whole mental. Now, a 9 to 5, that's a different kind of grind. You wake up early, sit in traffic, deal with bosses and deadlines all day, but you get structure, benefits, and most importantly, a steady paycheck. When you clock out, you're done. No thinking about algorithms or engagement. So what's harder?
Yeah,
a 9 to 5 hits your...
Alright, I think we're going to leave it there for this video. I think I've said all I have to say about this topic. I hope I've articulated myself well enough and I haven't come across as like a fucking idiot or something. But yeah, like, subscribe if you agree that being a streamer is harder than a 9 to 5.